Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Hussars and Highmates episode number 2. Thank you so much for joining me. If you missed the first episode, there's a link to the playlist down below, so check that out. But just a quick overview of what happened in the first one. Well, there was a lot happening. As you can see, both of our female characters have gotten pregnant within like the first week, so it's absolutely amazing. We are playing a generational colony, so what that means is I will not be recruiting from prisoners or buying slaves, anything like that. It's strictly kids only. They're going to rule the world. So right now we're looking at 2 Hussars, as you might have guessed from the thumbnail. Hutch is married to Shay, who's an early bird here. She's already awake, but she is one of the females that's pregnant here. They're both in the early first trimester, of course, and they've already psychically bonded to each other. So very important note too with the mod collection I've got. There's a link down below for that too, by the way. There is one called Heritable Hussars, and that actually applies to Hussars, Highmates, and Genies, but we're only interested in the first 2, and that gives their genes the chance to be inherited by their offspring. So very important. That's why I've set these 2 up as odd couples, both of them here. So you can see our second couple, Strong. She is the female Hussar, and she is pregnant with Shepherd's child. They have bonded psychically, so very important. Obviously, we're just getting started here. The scenario I created does start us off with a bit of granite, so that's been very helpful, but it means really slow building. If you're playing along with the same scenario and mods and stuff, you might want to go for some wood early. It just depends on your difficulty level. Now, with that being said, it's only blood and dust for this one, at least right now. I haven't bumped it up to the most challenging one. Losing is fun. That's because I want to get established first. You know, we're playing for a hospitality, a social playthrough. We'll turn it up later if we need a greater challenge for our Hussar army. But for now, since we don't have to min-max so much of the wealth in the colony, we will to a degree, but I think it's time to put some floors in. I'm going to actually order our 2 Highmates, who are also our garden specialists, chop down some trees here. Let's get our stockpile of wood up, and then I'm going to put in some wood flooring. Now that's just because it's real quick and easy to get up right away, and it's quite nice looking too. Some of them are, at least, but we are going to replace that eventually with stone, just because it's super flammable having wood floors like that in here. And inside one of these stone rooms, it would literally become like a super oven if we caught fire, but let's not worry about that yet. I'm trying to be very conscious of fire safety here. Now, I think we can actually safely set these 2 prisoners now. There we go. Obviously, there's a lot to be built still. We've got 2 construction types. That's Strong. She is bloodlust, iron will, psychically deaf, and she's she's our best construction person. She's also our crafter too, strangely enough. She's a unique Hussar, that one. But here's Hutch. He's more your typical Hussar, where all he can do is shoot and fight, and a little bit of construction and mining. He can smash rocks, so he's pretty good at that actually too. Super immune, psychically deaf, and tough. They're both psychically deaf. Now, slightly different traits otherwise, but that's an overview of the Hussars. As you can see, whoa, what's wrong? What happened? I'm not sure why she got that negative effect there, but oh, I think she might have failed a construction, not sure, but anyway, just trying to play it a little bit slower speed now to start with. We do have the social interaction bubbles mod installed, so I'm trying to play with that. Oh, and another update too, we're working on some latrines, a wooden well. I hope I can build this indoors, and the water tubs too, because we do have Dub's Bad Hygiene. This is in fact the first time I've ever used this mod, and nearly forgot about it when we started, but luckily we do have a very big river right nearby, so I think they're using that to kind of get water and wash up for now. We're going to rush to build these things though. I want to start getting some latrines up and running, so I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit. Let's get her. Now the door's right here, so she just hasn't built the door yet. There we go. Okay, good. Now she can finish off just whatever she was working on. Actually, I think I will have her work on these 2. There we go. All right, so that's good. Getting that set. Boom. Okay, let's clear her instructions. Trying to micromanage things as we go. Now look at this. Shay's already in here washing with the wooden water tub. Shepherd hauling water. So it looked like he was hauling water from the river, possibly. Not sure, but hopefully they'll use this well. I might have to monitor them, make sure we get this done correctly. But there we go. So at least we have some very basic hygiene needs met now. Shay and Hutch exchanged ideas about machine intelligence. Oh man, I'd love to be in on that conversation. Dang. Okay, well, we have been notified that our settlement has matured enough to be named. So for faction, I've gone with duality just because. Maybe we'll match it to our ideology, duality of man. There you go. And woman. That's included too, of course. And the Love Shack tribute to one of my favorite bands, the very underrated B-52s, classic band. But the Love Shack is also appropriate for our colony, I think. I mean, we got double pregnancies here in the first couple weeks, I should say. Now that is because I went into the social tab and I did increase pregnancy chance by 400%, and it worked. So that was pretty good. So we really need to start rushing. I'm going to get some more psychite refining done. We can't build goat juice without the flake and yayu. I took the hard part out, so they'll have production and goat juice researched immediately. But if you're playing along with the scenario as well, link in the description, by the way, this thing right here is also going to be critical for making goat juice. You can't make goat juice without the yayo, so make sure you get that researched right away. That'll be our first one. Alternately, if you want, you could, if you're a little bit worried about food, you could go for pemmican. Where is it? Because that's not researched right away. There it is. That one's not researched right away in an industrial colony. It's kind of funny. Tribals know it by heart, apparently. It's just instinctual for a tribal person to know how to make pemmican. But here in the more advanced land, it's not so easy to figure out. But I am going to grab Strong and force her to work on this thing. The mod itself, I better clear it. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, but once you get it figured out, this one, you can force work with this little lightning bolt. Now, we'll force everything around the research bench, but what I do is I'll speed up a little bit. Once she finishes, now work on this. Once she finishes with this, we might not have enough steel. That could be the issue. Yeah, I'll just cancel her work if she continues to work, because she'll work herself to death when you force them like that, or at least till she starts to starve. So you got to be careful and cancel the workload if it's something they can't handle. Now, I'm not seeing her come back. Where the heck did she go? Yeah, we must be out. Hold on. Yeah, missing 25 steel. Okay. So I do have some of it down here set to be mined. It's kind of a far walk, but unfortunately it is the closest. Now I see that Hutch is not prioritized for it, so let's bump that up. And in fact, I'm going to force him to come down here and get that steel right away. You can see I don't have the full vein mined. Again, that's just kind of managing the wealth. Even though I said we don't need to micromanage it as much, it's still no reason to mine out the whole vein right away. Plus it saves the labor too. Oh, look at this. Just got ourselves a transport pod crash. Oh my goodness. Let's see. So this is an independent space refugee here. Let's take a look at him. Health, dead in 7 hours. Bio, iron-willed night owl, and they're a baseliner. Well, as mentioned, we will not be recruiting anybody, whether it's through transport pods or prisoners, anything like that. So what we will do, since we're trying to be a moral and ethical colony, the Highmates insist on it, we're going to rescue this person, although I think I will imprison them. So just because I don't want them accidentally joining us, sometimes if you rescue just as a regular person, they'll just decide to up and join you. So what I want to do is get him healed up as a prisoner, then we'll just release him, pretty much. Well, there she goes. Shay is currently using some of our only herbal medicine to save Evie's life here, so I hope she's going to be grateful afterwards. But I did make note that she's an independent space refugee, so if she had been from the Empire or somebody we're trying to stay friendly with, we wouldn't have arrested her. I would have just gone ahead and built a second one of these out here and made it just a medical spot. But for now, we won't worry about it. Gosh, I wish we could get some light going. That's literally like the last thing they're going to build. But we don't have any electricity going anyway. In fact, to be honest, batteries might be a better first pick. Where are we? Do we have batteries already known? No, I should probably go for that over the Psychite. Just considering I did start us off with a pretty good batch of Goju's, so we won't have to worry about that for a while. Now, if we start to get a couple of babies who are addicted to it too, I don't know how that's going to work. I've never played with this inheritable mod, so I hope it functions the way I want it to, but we're going to find out together, guys. And we're still in the first trimester, so it's going to be a little bit of time, but don't worry. Everything's going to come out okay. Well, I know I said I was going to try and min-max a little bit of this steel, but I've realized there's a lot of need for it early on. I've got 3 temperature control units set up here. Of course, they're forbidden, just like a lot of other things. And we still haven't even got up our wind turbines. So yeah, I think I'm going to force Hutch to come down here while she's working on some of the less important stuff. We've got to get this steel up and running. Luckily, like I mentioned in the last episode, doing these flat maps like this does have a nice little benefit, side benefit, that pretty much all the resources are going to be really easy to find because they're going to be localized around any rock structures or hills or whatever, and you can just see them very clearly. Boom, there's even some plasteel exposed right down here. So, like I said, very easy, not to mention ancient dangers. Okay, well, Randy is now testing us for sure. So he's just dropped another transport pod on top of us, and we still haven't gotten Evie here fully healed. So, she's dehydrating. Oh, crap. We need water, don't we? Oh, I forgot all about that. The prisoners have a need too. So you can also turn it on so animals will require water as well. Now that I don't have turned on, but let's go ahead and make sure she doesn't dehydrate. That would kind of defeat the purpose of actually rescuing her. Now let me find... Yeah, all right. Let's take a quick peek at this gentleman right here. He's got plenty of time. I mean, he's an impid. Wow. What a good combination of traits right here. He's 32. He's a little bit old for like the lack of skills he's got, but this is the type of pawn I would design myself in, the prepare carefully. Look at that. Jogger and Iron-Willed Industrious. Well, nonetheless, like I said, we will capture and we will rescue and release, but no recruiting. All right. Well, just a quick note. I mentioned this briefly in the first episode, but we didn't quite switch over at the time. So now I think I'm ready to go ahead and go to a full biphasic schedule. And what that means and the benefits of the biphasic schedule are best explained by Adam versus Everything in his video, which goes over everything, even breaks it down and does experiments side by side with pawns to see which one has the most comfort and rest at the end of the day. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to check it out. The link is down in my description below, so you can click on that real quick and check it out, like I said. But so I'm going to just set these to the biphasic schedule, and we're going to go with that now. This will hopefully encourage them to have more babies too. But obviously right now, that's not a big concern. I know I'm rushing things. They're already pregnant, but I'm just really excited to see what these offspring are going to be. I think we can look and see, inspect the genes. I'm really tempted to right here, but at the same time, I want to keep it a surprise. I don't know, guys. Maybe we will. Okay, it is a momentous day. We have gotten the wind turbines up and running. There they go. Just starting to spin for the first time. And as you can see, I've set up a nice little rice zone right behind them, so we won't ever have to worry about trees growing and blocking them as long as we keep our gardeners healthy and active. I've also set this one so they won't harvest it right away. Again, that's like my like habit of min-maxing the wealth and stuff. We don't need a whole bunch of food, but we do need to start bringing in our first crop here. We haven't gotten any rice yet this year. Luckily, I set a decent amount of survival meals to start with, so that's keeping us going, but we're about halfway through what we started with. So it's time. I think it's about time to get some kebabs and steaks going. And Hutch is out on his very first hunt. This is some of the first chance he's had to shoot. Oh, look at that. Downs the dough. Very nice, very nice. So like I said, we're going to start cooking up some steak and maybe even some kebabs once we get a little bit of vegetables to go with it. Oh, look at this. I just noticed. I didn't even see those cargo pods. Well, that's pretty good. We got a bunch of baby food now. I think adults can eat this too, but fresh, spoils in 14 days. That's nice. Vegetarian, we'll take that, obviously. We need to start thinking about setting up a walk-in cooler and stuff, but honestly, we're not quite at that stage. I still don't have batteries yet. So really, before you can start to think about refrigerating a room, you're going to need some batteries. Now, luckily, our research tables are up and running, so we're about halfway to the batteries. After that, I think I will backtrack to the psychite refining. As I mentioned, this is critical for keeping our two Hussars sane and stuff. So we're feeding our prisoners the only food we have, the packaged survival. It's pretty valuable stuff, but like I said, we're making exceptions here. We're trying to do the good and moral thing. All right, so you can see I do have all my different bills set up here. All we need now is Shepherd to come in and finish his latrine there, and hopefully okay. Perfect. Wash your hands, bud. Very good. Cleaning up bedpan. So you know what? Let's see. He is set to a 2 for wardening. Cooking and butchering should be a priority. Let's see, I'm hoping he comes over. I'm just going to watch him because this is the first food cooking that we've initiated. I want to make sure that everybody's on board here too. And then he's going to be... Okay, now he's butchering. Perfect, perfect, yeah. If for whatever reason I had it set improperly, that could be a bad thing. You know, you don't want to run out of food and not realize it. Also, I'm going to get these rocks out of here. I'm tired of our people stumbling over them. I had them set to haul normally, but now it's time to get the Hussars to hustle it up, buddy. So there he goes. Shepherd is going to cook some steaks, I believe. Yep, yep. And hopefully he'll just drop them right here on this sandstone, or on this wooden meal rack here. That's what that's for. Oh, we just got our first batch of rice in, too. Very nice. Let's move the steaks down, so hopefully he'll focus on kebabs a bit more. And also, just as a side note, you can see I've got them pretty limited. Only 20 kebabs and 10 steaks. Just because I don't want them going bad, you know, since we don't have refrigeration just yet. But that does remind me. Let's see if we go to storage. Oh, we've got our little bitty refrigerators ready. Yeah, yeah. Look, there's vending machines and stuff. We'll get to those later. But this is cool. So we've got these immediately, thanks to being an industrial colony. And... again, I'm going to wait until we get the batteries. Even those little things would probably drain whatever little power is coming. Basically, the only thing we're using them for is the stove itself and some lights here in the kitchen and prison. So, oh man, it's nice as a side note too, not to have the fog of war on right now. It's a great mod, and if you're familiar with my Toxic Waster playthrough, you'll know that I went over 130 episodes with that Fog of War mod enabled, so I couldn't see anything outside of the pawn's line of sight. But it's going to be such a much more alive and vibrant world when I can just kind of sit back and watch the wildlife sleep. Watch the rats sleep one off. And as promised, I'm going to start putting in some nice wood flooring here. As you can see, I'm going pretty full with it. We are going to fill this one in too. I might actually put some stone in here. I started with just a whole lot of granite. I wasn't really sure exactly how many blocks to start with, but 5,000 was probably way more than I needed. But nonetheless, we got a nice little stockpile. And as you can see, I'm trying to experiment here with a little bit of just like some full 360 coverage. So if we get into a firefight here, first raid, we know it's going to be coming up. We can put our Hussars in here, and if they really need to, I'm going to install a door so they can rush back inside if we begin to get overwhelmed or whatever. But the housemates will, or I'm sorry, the Highmates will stay indoors during any raids, obviously. Now, here's the tricky thing. I just got a quest here. Yep, for the Hunted Knight. 8 honor for one of our pawns. I'm actually thinking it might be Shay who becomes it. The only reason I would want to do this kind of royalty is so that we can trade with the Empire, who is relatively close by. I did make sure that we had some good potential trading partners nearby, so it's one of our closest here, and it's always great to be allied with the Empire and be able to trade with them, to have a pawn that's high enough level. So I think we need to accept this quest. I'm not going to jump into it right away, but accepting this early honor is pretty important to get started, and then we can kind of wait until we really want to get her like a throne room and stuff. That also reminds me, I'm going to come into my reward preferences and switch all of these off. So all of the goodwill, I don't want goodwill. I'd rather just have straight rewards, you know, like treasure and loot and stuff. Now, I'll leave the honor on because I just explained we're going to try and get Shay up here. So this is actually technically going to be our first raid because this guy right here, who's going to join the colony for a very brief amount of time, is also got someone chasing, or not someone, but an animal chasing them. It's kind of unfortunate they don't have very good spells. Sometimes you can get them with like an interesting like word of love or something like that, or word of trust, and you can use that while they're here, but they don't really have anything we can use, so not a big deal. Everybody's in love here in this colony anyway, so it's not too bad. We got endless amounts of stone chunks here though. So there it is, the man-hunting hare coming in hot. Let's see. This guy's got no weapons? No weapons whatsoever. Alright, let's get Hutch up here. He's going to help take care of this guy. I'm going to bring him right to the edge of the river. He'll take some shots at the rabbit while it tries to cross this giant river. I was wondering if they could just literally walk across it. It looks like they can. It's just real slow. Okay, should we pop some go juice for this little encounter? No, probably not. That does remind me, though. I'm hoping that these guys are using go juice as they should. I haven't really been paying attention to see, but I mean, I assume that they're set properly. I did go in and go to the assign tab and set up. Oh, let's see here. This one should probably start off as a Highmate. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. All right. So, oh, look at that. As soon as we down the hare, we get our first actual raid. Isn't that fantastic? Let's see. So it's actually kind of a lot of threat points for the first one. 149. Look at this. We can clearly see them too. And they are preparing for a while, then attacking. Well, that's interesting. Now, here's the deal. I think we might have them beat on range. Dennis has a pistol here, so that's going to be a little bit tougher. But let's go ahead and grab Strong and get Hutch involved. We're going to bring him up here. I think we're going to do a little preemptive attack here. We're not going to wait around for them. I don't like that idea. Don't want to put our Highmates at risk. So let's get them to cross the river. Uh-oh, somebody's setting fires over here. What's going on here? All right, let's see if they can wade across this massive river. I think that there's probably just some parts of it, like this deep blue. It's kind of hard to see because it's nighttime now. I believe this is probably impassable. But it looks like most of this river is okay. Maybe this section? I don't know. We'll test it later when I start making bridges and stuff. But it definitely slows them down, that's for sure. Oh boy, well, the bad news is we definitely don't have any cover out here in this water. Yeah, that pistol's got the range on us, but... Oh, they're beginning their assault. Nice, we dropped the pistol wielder. So now it's just that auto pistol. Or, sorry, it's not a pistol, it's a revolver. That's what it is. This guy has the weak little auto pistol. So we've got range on him. We're just going to keep backing up. Looks like he's got some decent armor on, though. Okay. Did we get... Oh, no, that was the freeholder there. Yeah, that was the royal pawn. Okay, mission accomplished. Look at that. We got a little bit of wake up. I'm going to grab the weapons. Yeah, oh, definitely that medicine. You know what? Actually, let's leave that knife out here. I don't care about that. We will take everything else. Now, let me take a quick peek at the gear here. Steel plate armor. Poor 69%. See, the tainted stuff normally I would pass right over. Ooh. But our friend Strong here is a bloodlust person, and I'm pretty sure they can wear this. Yeah, wear stuff without worrying about it at all. Override some precepts. No worries. Let's try that, though. I think I'm going to have Hutch come up here And, oh, he's drinking some water. Okay, buddy. After that, why don't you haul some cigarellos? And then Strong is going to drink some water. And then she's going to come up here and strip our boy. And I'm going to try and test out some of this nice looking armor he's got. Okay, there we go. Well, Miss Leslie Strong looks rather dashing in her full plate armor there. Is that what that is exactly? So it is, yeah, steel plate armor and a uranium helmet there. That's pretty nice. I love it. And of course, it is tainted, but if we look at the needs, there it is. Tainted plate armor, 0. So thought disabled by bloodlust. So we are good to go. Protects the unborn child in her belly there, right? So it's definitely worth it. Now, unfortunately, this guy's armor is just useless. Nobody, I don't think Hutch is, yeah, he would get pissed if we tried to force him to wear that. So I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just have to have some handmade armor created for Hutch. Uh-oh, we got ourselves a mad rat coming at us. Front door's open. Hutch is shooting at it. Come on, Hutch. Oh, he missed it. That's all right. He's got it. One little melee shot, and Hutch took it down. Very nice, buddy. Very nice. We'll go ahead and pick that up. We can use that. A little bit extra meat here. Let's see. We've got, yeah, we're getting low. Oh, looks like we've ran out of electricity again, but we're working on that battery. We're almost done with it. So as soon as we get that done, we won't have to worry anymore. That being said, I probably should slap down another one. We could do something like this very easily here. Let me grab some of this power cord. There we go. Bring this over. Boom. Now that'll be connected, and you can see this back part is now covered because of the grow zone. So I want to repeat that up front here. Boom. Now, what do we plant here? Probably maybe some more neutral flower. This stuff, you can never have enough of this. When you start to actually get into like go juice production or penoxycyllin production, which this creates the neutroamine for that, yeah, you can never have enough of that stuff. And what I'll do again is, I think I will allow them to harvest this now that I'm thinking about it, because here in this part of the world in the boreal forest, we literally only have like a half the year to harvest stuff. So I'm thinking now, yeah, I'm just making sure everything's set to harvest. Okay, yeah, let's get it planted and let's get it harvested ASAP, just so we can have a nice stockpile for the winter. It's a bit of an adjustment for me, because normally I play on like a jungle map where you have a year-round growing season. You don't have to worry about it, but I do need to plan ahead, don't I? Make sure we have plenty of rice and even some pemmican, but still haven't researched that yet, so everything's kind of fallen on the back of our research at the moment, which is pretty typical. But I think Shepard and Shay can handle it. Oh, look there. Oh, they gabbed about politics with Strong. Interesting. All right, don't get into a fight, guys. Politics is always pretty divisive, but this is a loving colony, so let's keep it peaceful. Oh, boy, check this out. Our first latrine issue. So it says it has a blocked drain. Prioritize working, emptying wooden latrine. Prioritize clearing blockage. Get on it, Strong. So this is the fecal sludge. I'm going to kick over. Oh, my God. I'm going to set that. Wait, should I do it out here in the water? Oh, that's probably what I should do. Yeah. So I'm going to set up a separate dumping zone right here for it. Eventually, we will make like a biorefinery and get that stuff turned into chem fuel. But for right now, I'm going to set this to critical, and let's look up fecal. There it is. Oh man, we did it. All right, so we can get that sludge out of there, and if we put it into the river and then kick it over, maybe that'll do the trick, right? Okay, so that's unblocked. No forced work. Okay. There goes Strong, reliable old Leslie Strong. So it looks like her pregnancy, I should say, is progressing sooner than Shay's, which is interesting. Maybe it's just a higher metabolism. I don't know. But she is higher on go juice. That could be another factor too. And I just wanted to make sure. Yep. Okay, so good. They're both taking the go juice. Is he also high on alcohol? Oh, no, he's just got an alcohol tolerance. Yeah, I did allow them to drink whenever they want, so they're probably picking up booze off those raiders that were here. Oh, look at this. It's time to release our first prisoner finally. So let's go up to release. There we go. Again, they're just an independent spacer, so we're not going to get any faction influence or anything. I want to release them just to do the right thing by them, you know, be morally good. Now, man, oh man, we are desperate for some more power and or batteries. As you can see, hey, we just got our first supplier. That's cool. Come on by. We got a little bit to trade you, actually. A couple of crappy weapons, maybe some wake up. Also, another thing we need to do is set up our first promotion here. Can we do this? Role change immediately? Yeah. I think Shay will be the leader. Or I'm trying to figure out how we start our first rituals begin. Fair faith. We can just do it. What does this say? Leader present. Okay, so we do need to get the leader promoted. All right, let's make Shay the leader. I think she is the most social, or is it Shepherd, actually? Okay, yeah, Shepherd is the most. So we'll make him the leader. She can be the moral guide once we're done. Or once we get to that stage, I should say. So let's do role change, and we'll put Shepherd there. Boom. All right, let's do this. Let's get this going. Okay, check it out. We're about halfway through. Just speeding things along, but I noticed they're having some pretty intense conversations here around this ritual. This is awesome. Spoke about his beliefs, offered thoughts on his strengths and how to leverage them. So he's really having to go through like a full dialogue here with the rest of his colony mates. Shepard explained the importance of his new role. Yeah, he's convincing them. See, that's awesome. All right, let's speed it up here a little bit. Oh, okay, nice. So I just want to see what we can do next. Like if we wanted to do this. Okay, yeah. So that works. We just need more people. Obviously, got to wait for the kids to be born and stuff. But again, I've never tried out like the fluid ideology before. I've seen some YouTubers use it in the past. So I have a general idea of like we need to do rituals along the way to get like established ideologies, different means and stuff. But so it's all new to me. I'm having a lot of fun so far with that aspect. And there we go. Hutch, get them out of there, Hutch. Release them into the wild. Goodbye, Evie. Okay, here we go. We're gonna kick it over. No, not into the land, please. That's a lot of fecal sludge. Did it do it? Yeah, it's darker there. Hold on, is it like contaminated now? That's pollution. Shallow moving water dumping stock. Sewage, 616%. So I wonder, is that going to dissipate? That's interesting. I think one thing I'll do is shrink this zone down a little bit. Okay, yeah. So is it like affecting water downstream? No, just that one. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, it's starting to spread. Did you see it spread like that? I hope it didn't just screw up our whole river. No, I'm pretty sure that can't happen, right? So we'll see. It's just an experiment. Again, the Dove's bad hygiene is new to me too. So we're learning as we go, guys. Leave me some comments down below. If you're experts with these mods or anything else, leave me some comments. I love to hear them. Also, consider joining the Discord. There's a link in the description to that. We do a lot of conversations about RimWorld, many other games that I play there. It's a friendly but small and growing community. So I appreciate you all for tuning in for the second episode. That's probably going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I will see you on the next episode.